You've probably heard of Kaizen, right? It's usually pitched as this secret for making small daily improvements. But what if I told you that's only a tiny, tiny piece of the real story? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the real truth behind this incredibly powerful philosophy.
So, to really get what Kaizen is all about, we've got to start with a super simple but powerful idea. And honestly, it's best shown with a quick graph.
Take a look at this. This graph is kind of mind-blowing. It shows the incredible power of compounding. If you get just 1% better each day, by the end of the year, you're over 37 times better. But look at the flip side. A 1% decline every day, it basically wipes you out. This is the core principle that Kaizen, when you really understand it, helps you tap into.
Okay, so if that's the result, what's the actual philosophy that gets you there? That's where Kaizen enters the picture. But its real meaning often gets seriously lost in translation.
Here's the classic definition from Masaaki Amai, the man who really introduced the concept to the West. Now, the two most important words here are continuing and everyone. Kaizen isn't some project for the management team to roll out. No, it's a philosophy that has to involve every single person, from the CEO all the way to the person on the front line, always looking for a better way.
But here's a super important point. Imai didn't invent Kaizen. In Japan, the word Kaizen is just the normal, everyday word for improvement. His genius was packaging this whole cultural mindset for the rest of the world. And in that translation, a few things got a little mixed up.
And that popularization, well, it led to some pretty major misunderstandings. It created these myths that kind of hide the real power of Kaizen. So let's just bust a few of them right now. Okay, myth number 1. This is by far the biggest one you hear all the time, that Kaizen is just about making tiny, continuous, baby step changes. This is where so many people get it wrong.
Here's the reality. In Japan, Kaizen just means any kind of improvement. A massive, game-changing innovation? That's Kaizen. A small, daily tweak to your process? Yep, also Kaizen. The Western world just got really fixated on the small part and kind of missed half the story.
So, the first truth to really lock into your brain is this. Kaizen is about all improvement, not just the small stuff. All right, on to the next myth. People often talk about doing Kaizen as if it's a specific tool you can just pull out of a toolbox, like a hammer or a wrench when you have a problem. But Kaizen is so much deeper than that. It's not a tool you use, it's a culture you build. It's a shared mindset across an entire company, or even just in your own life, where you're constantly asking, how can we make this better?
So the big takeaway here is that you don't do Kaizen, you live it. It's all about building a culture of improvement, not just checking a task off a list. And the third myth. This one probably exists because of its roots in companies like Toyota. A lot of people hear Kaizen and they immediately picture a factory floor, right? Production lines, hard hats, the whole thing.
But its real scope is so much bigger. The philosophy works everywhere, from your personal habits to your professional ambitions. It's just as effective for a software startup or a hospital as it is for a car factory. So the truth is, Kaizen is universal. It's a framework for improvement that you can apply to literally anything you want to make better. Okay, so we've debunked the myths. We know what Kaizen isn't. But how do you actually make improvement happen consistently? This brings us to the real engine of Kaizen, and it is the one crucial step that almost everybody skips. This quote from Taiichi Ohno, the father of the Toyota production system, is everything. Where there is no standard, there can be no Kaizen. Just think about that for a second. You simply cannot improve what you haven't clearly defined. This diagram shows you that two-cycle engine that drives the whole thing. First, look at that bottom loop, SDCA. Standardize, do, check, act. This is all about creating a stable, predictable, repeatable process for whatever you do. Only when you have a solid standard can you move to the top loop, PDCA, or plan, do, check, act. That's the cycle you use to actually improve on the standard you just set. Think of it like this. The SDCA cycle, standardize, do, check, act, is about holding your ground. It strengthens your current position. It locks in your gains and stops you from sliding backwards. Then you have the PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act. That's what you use to jump to the next level. One prevents you from getting worse, the other pushes you to get better. You absolutely have to have both.
And all this brings us to one last really powerful metaphor for what this constant cycle of standardizing and then improving really means, whether it's for a company or just for you.
This is such a perfect way to look at it. A true journey of improvement is never a perfectly smooth upward line. It's got struggles, it's got breakthroughs, it's messy, it's dynamic. And just like an ECG, the ups and the downs show that there is life. A flat line means progress is dead. So it leaves us with one simple question to ask ourselves. Is our progress alive?